Hi, my name is Joscha. I'm 23 years old. I'm originally from Germany and I attended the School of Church Ministry. The most challenging thing for me was sometimes that we are all from different backgrounds. We all come from different nations, different cultural backgrounds, and sometimes you feel that in everyday life you just feel like it's something that's in your unconsciousness, that you just feel like the way you do it is the right way, and sometimes you are just confronted by people that do it in another way. And so that's something you really have to learn with and to be open with, and sometimes really something that humiliates you, but in a good way. The main thing for me was like to understand a new way what we have in this area of intimacy with Jesus. Like in other religions, it's about us getting more and more perfect, more and more holier or whatever in order for meeting God. And in our faith, it's actually God stepping down in our mess, into our broken world in order for having a relationship with us. And so from this place of being in a relationship with us, we just want to respond to that and actually become more and more into His image by being with Him. The lessons I learned from here is, for example, to see behind the surface. In our society is a lot about what we see on the surface, how people look like, how they behave. And so kind of when we see these people, we put them into a box, say like this is how the people are, and if they don't live up to a certain level of our expectation, then they just fail. But actually this is not the way God sees them, but He is looking behind that. Even people maybe who hide or who build up walls of maybe anger, of maybe I don't know, different kind of stuff, bitterness or whatever, that there's in each person there's something lovable. There are these gold nuggets inside, and there's something that what I want with my life to find in these people's life, to see like they have something inside of that God's put there, what is unique, that they are valuable, that they are lovable, and that's exactly what I want through love, through the love Jesus releases through me, want to get out of these people. What I'm gonna miss most about this place, I think actually what I already mentioned in this area of challenges is like that we all have different perspectives, and this can be very challenging on one hand, but on the other hand it's something that's really enriching. It's enlarging our view, our perspective, because if I have only my one view and I think that's the right way, then I will miss certain things. And I love it when we come to discussions or we feel like there's a little bit of tension there. There's always something that's been birthed out of that, something new, something enriching, where we can learn and about life in general, but in our relationship to God and about God in general. When there are many people with many experiences, there's a broader picture of God in general. Why would I recommend the school? For me, the first thing is that this is a place where we come into balance. We hear this like in almost every teaching, that it's about being in balance, and it's something where I feel like in our lives, when we come to everyday life, that we have somehow our character and our focus on, and in which direction we go, and something that will always somehow lead us, guide us. But it's good to have a break and just like to reflect, to take a step back and to think about what we're actually doing, why we're doing it, how we're doing it, and maybe to readjust a little bit in our life. And for me, there's something where I felt like, okay, I was a lot into that extreme in one area, and so God wants me to come into balance, so it's a healthy way. So it's a lot about life in general. It's about our relationship with God, it's about ministry. There are different angles, different perspective, different areas we work with in this place. So it's not just like one thing, like for example we say it's all about worship or all about prayer, but there are different aspects, what is all part of what God has for us. And so yeah, there's really this enriching part which I already mentioned. After this year, the main thing for me is I want to bring revival everywhere I go. I want to spread the message. I want to make God known. I want to know God. This is maybe the most important thing. I want to know Him more. I want to rest in the thought that He knows me, and just go after God. And from this first place of being in intimacy with Him, with being in a relationship with Him, like this overflow of love, if you can say it like this, I want to spread that with everyone that comes across my way. And for right now, it seems like I will go back to my city and do it over there in my church, like on the street, wherever in everyday life. But for right now, that's the main thing where I know